Coming up, the European earnings roll in. Pharma giant Roche and the world's second largest fashion retailer, H&M, out with results. Spain's economy shrinks again in the fourth quarter. And can BlackBerry 10 save research in motion? Has it got what it takes to claw back market share from Apple and Android? So the European earnings season in full flow. Disappointing results from H&M, a relatively upbeat outlook from Roche. Plus the euro goes from strength to strength and Spain's economy shrinks. Here to get her teeth into all that is Fiona Cincotta, market analyst at City Index. Fiona, let's start with the euro, above 135 for the first time in over a year. And Spanish GDP, we've just had it out just now, down 0.7% in Q4, worse than expected. A strong currency and a weak economy is not a good combination, is it?
Not at all. And this particular figure was really quite important because it is the first European figure of growth this year. So it really will be setting expectations for the year. So investors will have been looking quite closely at how Spain was performing. Although we were expecting them to be a contraction, obviously, the level of contraction, I think, was a little bit more surprising than we were expecting. So it's not necessarily setting a good tone. That added with the strong euro, it's not looking like a good start for euro so far.
So, I mean, there's this obvious disconnect between the financial markets, stocks going up, the euro going up, and the real economy. That divergence seems to be continuing. In that vein, when Italy comes to market today to sell bonds, I presume things are going to go pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there does seem to be sort of a strange phenomena happening here. Obviously, with expectations for Italy to be fairly good, despite the political unrest perhaps that we're seeing there, and there is the uncertainty still in the eurozone. Yet the equities are flying high. So equities investors are also looking though at global situations, and global economic data does appear to be getting somewhat better so far.
Just to continue that on equities, we mentioned Roche and H&M, neither particularly clear-cut, although I'm sure their CEOs and CFOs are giving them positive spin on the conference calls right now. But you think European equities are looking toppy because of the economic uncertainty?
Yeah, I mean, really, as far as Euro stocks are concerned, especially, they are considered overbought right now. That doesn't mean in itself that it's a sell signal, but it does mean that perhaps we will be looking for a slight pause, perhaps a little breather as to where the direction's going to go next. I mean, if we just look at the FTSE as well, that's had a phenomenal January. It's up 7.5% so far this month. Is that set to continue? It seems unlikely. But I think investors will definitely be looking at economic data and also earnings season to get some more direction. OK, Fiona, thank you very much. Fiona Cincotta. Well, Research in Motion is launching BlackBerry 10 today in a bid to reclaim a bigger slice of the smartphone pie. The question is this too little, too late? Reuters' John Gordon in Hong Kong lets us know.
Most of us have been through it already, that bittersweet goodbye when you finally let go of your once precious BlackBerry, turning it off to move on to something from this technological century. The Canadian firm's market share has been in steady decline, not helped by its bickering co-CEOs that have now left, the playbook fiasco with the tablet, and painful service outages. Today is a new day, though. It marks the first time in a long time that a new BlackBerry is actually generating some real buzz. To be clear, taking on the market leaders Apple and Android certainly won't be a walk in the park for anybody, let alone RIM, but investors are giving the firm a fighting chance. You can see here shares have more than doubled in the last 90 trading days. Analysts a little less generous with their outlooks, discounting the majority that are sitting on the fence. You can see that more say dump it rather than dig it. Now in Q4 2012, RIM shipped just 6.5 million handsets. That dropped it out of the top 5 list of smartphone makers. To make it back to third place for the whole of 2013, which is what the CEO wants to do, it'll need to sell about 45 million handsets this year alone. Even with a smartphone market that's totally on fire, that's still a tall order for the once mighty tech giant.
In world news, Egypt's army chief says political unrest is pushing the country to the brink of collapse. While it seems unlikely that Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is signalling the army might intervene to restore order, his comments do suggest that Egypt's biggest institution is worried about the fate of the nation after recent turmoil led to 52 deaths. And a grim scene in Aleppo. Activists say at least 65 bodies have been found shot dead with their hands bound. The latest atrocity in the 2-year revolt against the Syrian president. This video could not be independently verified by Reuters. Opposition campaigners blame the government, but it's unclear who carried out the killings. And a surprise move by Australian Prime Minister Julia Gillard. She's called national elections for September 14th, giving a stunned country a full 8 months' notice of the vote. The move is seen as a bold move to end the uncertainty surrounding her struggling minority government. That's it for now. I'll leave you with our pick of the day. Surfing a 100-foot wave. Yes, that's a 100-foot wave. Surfer Garrett McNamara made surf history with the largest wave ever ridden. That was in Portugal, and it nabbed him the biggest wave title at the Billabong XXL Big Wave Awards. Big waves indeed. I'm Jamie McGeever. This is Reuters.